Hello everyone, this is Colin on the ASCA League channel, and here we are for the Copperhead Amateur Series, Race 11 at the Old Spice Speedway. A road course, nine turns at this track, and we are running the conveniently named Old Spice 300. Here are the point standings coming into this race. It's a pretty tight battle up at the front. Logan Sanders leading with Davey Johnson just behind with 5 points behind. Garrett Senord, Conrad Cooper, Nia Deverett all within 2 points of each other in the top 5. And obviously everyone else below the top 5 wants to grab some points here so they can up their points positions. Here's the starting lineup. August Eberhardt and Zach Rain, 2 Fords on the front row. Row 2 has Chloe Baker and Davey Johnson, 2 Toyotas. Row 3, Dan Klenick, DBR Motorsports was the winner last week, and Conrad Cooper. Row 4 has Nia Deverett and Garrett Senor, both of them in top 5 in points. Row 5, Moretta Zrischel, not sure where she's going next year. Carson Bowers, however, going to a full-time ride in this series. Row 6, Jake Baskinger looking to turn his season around, and points leader Logan Sanders. Row 7, Max Stein and Jack Porkins looking for a good run. Row 8, Cam Gotti and Brian Thompson, a good start for the Sharkbite Racing entry. Row 9, Robert Harrison and Megan Johnson in the Avalon Motorsports Chevrolet. Row 10, Kevin Ulrich in the Ford-sponsored car, and Nick Vechez. Not sure if the JVS, if they're going to be coming back next year. Row 11, Castle Radcliffe and Julio Caesar. Row 12, Alan Eberhardt and Eric Monaco, both making their second start. Row 13, Andrei Popov and Mackenzie Rustin. Row 14, Alan Holland and Jake Rogers. And that'll round out your field. Rogers stepping in for Patrick Curtis this race. Anyways, green flag is in the air as they come off the 9th corner. Green flag will wave, and we're driving down through the bridge. It looks like Zach Rain will get ahead, but here comes the 14 back on the inside. It is a 3-wide battle, almost 3 wide as the 11 goes a little wide. And that was some close racing in those few corners here. One unique feature about this track compared to other road courses is that this track is wide. There is plenty of room to make moves. However, I don't think you want to use the entire track. And the 14 makes that example right there. The 14 went a little too high there. And August Eberhardt's going to lose a lot of ground there. The 11 car and the 9 continue to battle for the lead, though, but it looks like your pole sitter, Zach Rain, will get off with the lead. Maybe not. There looks like to have been a spin in the back. I don't see any cars. They must have got it corrected, but there was definitely some contact back there. The 11 of Davey Johnson will take over the lead. So the custom-made Toyota is going to the lead. Conrad Cooper is going to follow in second. However, Rain's fighting back. And this is what happened out of turn 9. Looks like Garrett Senor is just slightly going to tap the back of Dan Klenick, and it's going to get them sideways just enough. Ooh, and evasive maneuvers there for Max Stein and your points leader, Logan Sanders. They're going off in the grass to avoid it. But Senor and Klenick are going to lose considerable amount of spots as they went from about a top 10 run to right at the rear end of the field. The 11 car of Davey Johnson, he has shown promise that he can be a contender, and after his win at Pocono, he definitely has come alive in recent weeks. He is up to 2nd in points. Conrad Cooper, though, he was outside the top 10 at one point in this season. He has climbed his way up to 4th, so he's shown some amazing promise in the past few races. August Eberhardt, obviously your Daytona winner. Chloe Baker is up to 10th, and that's astounding, seeing as she started out the year in dead last. Logan Sanders, Chloe's teammate, though, has had much better success. 2 wins to his name this year. And just passing over the 200-point mark as we are about 2/3, or after this race, we'll be about 2/3 the way through. Sanders, though, looking to at least try to build his points lead. But right now, with him being back in the top, just outside the top 10, or maybe inside, and Davey Johnson leading the race, it's obvious who's going to take the points lead after this one. Kevin Ulrich is going to have an unexpected problem as a tire went down going through the chicane up in the top of the track. And, well, he was able to limp his car back around, but that didn't constitute without having to come down pit road. So already Ulrich is behind the game on pit strategy. And pit strategy has been a talk of the garage area. A lot of people are debating short pitting, so we're going to see if that has to come into play. August Eberhard wants to play, though. as he is going to go underneath the 11 car. Now, it looks like the 11 is going to try to fight back as they go over the bridge. A very cool feature of this track. This track is very unique, one like we've never really raced at before. But this section right up here does seem to favor the inside line a little bit, despite the 11 seeming to have the advantage. The 14 will hang on. That has been the norm of the weekend so far. And the 14 will take the lead after falling back to 4th early on. And Conrad Cooper continues to lurk in the back. Nia Devert in the 51 car running in 4th, and that's the 11 car coming down pit road. And we are only 6 laps in, and he's already making a scheduled pit stop. Or maybe it's unscheduled. I didn't see anything wrong with him though. And they're calling it. They're gonna short pit it. They saw Kevin Ulrich come down pit road, and they're gonna see if they can lead some of the leaders onto pit road. Interesting strategy call for the 11, as they looked like they had the car to beat until the 14 took the lead. But definitely interesting to take the strategy to bring them down pit road. No one went the next time by. The 71 and the 24 cars are teammates. They used to have John Arndt on that team, Sharkbite Racing as well, but John has split off to form his own team. Hasn't really gone well, but Sharkbite Motorsports are not sure where they're going. They do have a full-time charter with the 71 car right there. Looks like we do have pit stops, however, for these drivers. Yep, and the rest of the field is going to come down 2 laps later. But not sure if Sharkbite Racing will be returning. There's been no word, and sponsors really haven't been on their side in recent weeks. So yeah, definitely unsure of their plans for next season. 4 cars will stay out that exchange, including the Sharkbite Racing driver of Brian Thompson, who really needs to have something turned in his direction. But short pitting was the answer for Davey Johnson, as he is going to keep the lead a third of the way through the race. Cooper and Eberhard will fall into 2nd and 3rd, with Devert in 4th behind. Devert was the main contender for the points lead for a long time with Logan Sanders. However, last week just did not go her way, and she slipped to 5th in points. As you look back, you saw Jack Porkins, Morado Zrischel, and Zach Rainier pole sitter all running in the just outside the top 5. Here's a driver that we expected to do a lot this season, but it's really been the contrary. Jake Baskinger already now 104 points out of the lead. He is 16th in points. Nothing we expected from an Old Spice Racing driver or Blue Flare Motorsports in this series. But definitely not what we expected out of a driver who showed so much promise. And I don't think that he'll be coming back to this team next season, or at least I hope not. I don't think he's really showed that he is capable of running a fast car in this 41. But maybe he can get paired up somewhere else. Maybe just running a Toyota was not a thing for him. He did show some success in late models though, so maybe he just needs a change of picture though, to get his wheels rolling again. We see the 21 car talking about a change of pace. Here's Jake Rogers driving the 21 this week. This is the first time we've seen a full-time driver take a step out of a car. Patrick Curtis usually drives this car. However, Rickwood Racing themselves booted the Curtis from the ride for one race just to quote-unquote give him a break. Venom Energy was not pleased at all with this move and immediately ordered that their sponsorship be removed from the car. And obviously Venom not too impressed with this move. They will be back with Curtis though next week for the next race. We go to race 12. I can't remember the name right now. But the 11 car and the 99, however, this is not a battle for 3rd or 4th. This is for the lead. And Jack Porkins has caught up, and I don't know where Jack came from. Jack was, I think when we were looking back at him, he was about in 5th place. Well, he's rocketed to the front in almost 2 laps, and he has gotten around the 27, the 14, and the 51 to challenge for the lead. And he has a stunningly fast car, and he is going to go to the inside. And Porkins' luck could be turned around. The term Porkins' luck coming into effect after just the immense amount of bad luck that's befallen on the 99 car. However, it's recently been renamed HBO luck because Jack Porkins had a somewhat successful run last week at Salem, while HBO, which was sponsoring Eric Monaco last week, ended up crashing his car out. So it's been renamed HBO luck, but more notably it is known as Porkins luck. But Jack Porkins currently fighting with the 11, and he will officially now take the lead. And Porkins looking to at least hope the second half of this race goes as well as it has so far. Here's the 38. He hasn't had too bad of a run either. Castle Radcliffe. We haven't really talked about this driver much. In fact, the entire season he's kind of flown under the radar. He hasn't done anything real special either. He's 14th in points. He's still in competition. He has a chance, but I don't think he'll be able to contend for the championship. He just hasn't shown speed. The entire team hasn't showed speed, but Radcliffe, however, has been reported to be retiring after this year, or at least not coming back to the team, but I don't think that he'll be back to the Copperhead Amateur Series. He is reportedly going to dirt racing. Halfway report is on the right side of your screen. Just happens to be during the middle of pit stops, though, so not really exactly the best reading we can get. But you can see generally where everyone is running. But as the cars you see leave pit road, the 7 car coming out of pit road, a few drivers stayed out. One including the 25 of Max Stein, as he'll actually assume the lead again. Stein was one of the first drivers, one of the drivers to stay out under the first round of green flag pit stops. However, obviously the drivers stretched their fuel mileage a lot more this time by, as you see Max Stein now coming down pit road. That was about a 10-lap run for the 25 car, so maybe he can make it to the end. If he is able to stretch it, I think he could. And that's not counting short pitting either. He might have been short pitting a little earlier too. Under that green flag pit stop strategy, Jack Porkins lost the lead, but the 11 car was able to take it. However, the 99 is close back in. The 81 car has been having some mechanical issues reportedly. She's going to take her car down pit road again. But however, Porkins, you see, has reclaimed the lead. He lost about a second on pit road just due to a slow pit stop, but obviously we didn't even get time to report that because Porkins is right back around the 11 car. And Jack is on fire today. The HBO Dodge looking super strong at the road course and trying to prove that Porkins' luck is not a thing and hopefully get back in the chase running. However, with 25 out of 30 laps complete, he is going to take his car down pit road. And this is supposedly a scheduled pit stop because the crew chief was announcing they'd be a lap short. And in fact, Davey Johnson's going to come down as well. This will leave the lead in the hands of the 27 car of Conrad Cooper. However, Conrad is confirming they do not have enough gas. And my mind can think to Max Stein. He's been playing the pit strategy game. And there goes Conrad Cooper coming in that time by. And we're going to see who's the next cars to come by. Those are lapped cars. That's Logan Sanders. Castle Radcliffe's going to come down, but the 2 cars, I believe, behind were also on the lead lap. Yeah, that's Chloe Baker and Zach Rain. So we have a few drivers, in fact, a lot. That's a bunch of cars going by. I saw Carson Bowers included, as well as Max Stein. As we see Logan Sanders with 2 laps left, they are believing they can go for it. And Logan has not had a fast car all day, and he almost got taken out in an early accident. However, this race has been pretty clean compared to what we saw last road course we went to. But the 83 car, yes, he's not coming down pit road, so he's going to try to make it back. Baker and Rain included. Wow, and we might have overshot how far people can make it on gas because these guys are going to try to go for it. Logan Sanders, he has a lot to lose in this situation. Davey Johnson is just behind. He's the highest running driver. Again, Porkins is going to lose time on pit road, but currently Davey Johnson will gain spots on him if the 83 can't make it back. He will not come down pit road again, although that would be a weird decision to do so. Teammate Chloe Baker trying to hold off Rain behind. I believe these guys will be able to make it. Down into turn 8 and 9. The Centric Toyota off the corner of the Malley Motorsports entry of Logan Sanders will grab his 3rd career win, and this time his first at a road course. And that is not something we saw coming. Logan Sanders, really out of nowhere with the fuel gamble, will be able to pick up the win, and he'll celebrate for a 3rd time with victory burnouts. And a great win for Sanders, as Malley Motorsports will also take home a 1-2 finish. Also throw in Carson Bowers, finishing 8th in the grid. Zach Rainier Polster ended up coming home with the 3rd. Nia Deverett, Max Stein rounded out the top 5. Davey Johnson, Porkins, you see down the list as well. Only car to finish a lap down was Andrei Popov. The mechanical issue that Moretta's Rischel had actually played into her favor, and she was able to pick up some track position on it. Here's the point standings, as Logan Sanders will obviously increase his lead from 5 to 19 points over Davey Johnson after that win. Deverett, Sidnor, Eberhard will round out the top 5, as just a minor shuffling here and there, but these guys in the final 4, their chase hopes are coming to a close if they can't get something running soon. Anyways, that's all for now. The Copperhead Amateur Series is signing out from Old Spice, but we'll see you next week at Lanier for race 12. Thank you all so much for watching. This is the ASCA League signing out.